In July 2021, the province of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa experienced violent protest and socio-political unrest, characterized by widespread looting of shops and businesses. In this time, racial tension between South Africans of Indian descent and black South Africans began to rear its ugly head. The two groups have lived separately during almost 50 years of apartheid rule. KZN, as it's known, is still healing from the memory of that unrest, and communities are now finding new ways to forge friendships and remove all barriers. Two musicians are working together to do just that. They are Zawadi Yamungu and Kerolin Govender. The most recent gig was at the BRICS Summit, which was held in Durban, where Zawadi and Kerolin currently are. So what was it like performing at BRICS?
It was an amazing experience. It was also quite a beautiful opportunity to be part of this collaborative project, as well as, sharing with the nations something that we are so deeply passionate about, which is bringing people together. And I think Zawadi will also share the same sentiments.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Two cultures crossed together. I think it was an amazing opportunity to be performing for BRICS because we were showing peace and love.
And you're just talking about people coming together. I know societies can really be quite fractured. And of course, there's a bit of a background to the story, especially for the city where both of you are in at the moment. That's the city of Durban. What's the musical background like?
I come from a family steeped in culture and tradition, and I think my musical journey as I grew up, I felt that music was a way of transforming hearts and minds. I was always involved in projects that kind of explored different types of musical styles. I'm trained in Indian classical music, was started at the age of 13. Here in South Africa, where I learned Indian classical music, which is quite interesting because we are here for I think almost 4 generations. And I had the opportunity as well to go to India to study further my studies, not in music, but in architecture. And of those few years, I had advanced musically. And then coming back to South Africa, I think I was presented with the opportunity of exploring different genres. And I'm just so grateful that I had met Zawadi, and this was the journey of us starting to explore our own unique classical styles and creating something, I wouldn't say new, because I feel like it's always been there. Music is the language of the heart. You listen to any type of music, you are inspired and you connect to it instantly. It's us reminding ourselves that we are essentially all the same, just different expressions of this art form. So that's led us to collaborating and doing what we love.
Who came up with this idea of how you can explore this fusion? Because I managed to watch one of the clips on TikTok as both of you were singing, and that was really quite interesting.
Yes. I think I've always been a person who explores music. I've been into music ever since I was young, and I've always been a person who does not stick to one genre. Because even at school, I was singing gospel, I was singing a choral, I was singing cultural music and all of that. Now at this age, I've trained myself to listen to every genre and get my ear to be used to every languages as well. Music is the center of everything. For people to be together in a musical sense, it helps. For a message to be delivered in the world or to anyone, it's delivered well when it's in a musical form. So learning Hindi music when Kerolin was singing, I fell in love with Indian scale because it is so complicated from our African scale that I'm used to. I think I liked how he presents himself when he's doing that and the interpretation of him when he is singing Hindi or even Tamil. But then I'm a person who also listens to Mali, Salif Keita's when they're singing Bambara language and your Omo Sangares. I get to listen to all those languages and be able to sing them. So when I met Kerolin, I was like, you know what? let me explore this as well and learn how to sing in Hindi. But at the same time, I said, our people or my people will not understand me singing Hindi. So let Kerolin
Absolutely.
sing in his language, but let me translate what Kerolin is singing and singing it in Zulu in an African essence way, also with those crystals of Indian a little, because I'm not an Indian, so I cannot do it exactly. But I can try and and match their skill because their skill is amazing. So I think that's how we came together, and I think we connect so much. Indian music is beautiful. How they write their music, the message, the theme on the song, and the structure of the song is very important. So for me to translate that and in the singing form, I think it's a beautiful concept for our people and for Indian people as well.
That's just incredible and fascinating, just what you've been able to achieve with this. Two cultures coming together. Why is that so important? And especially in the context of KZN, KwaZulu-Natal province.
I do believe that these both communities, which are so steeped in culture and heritage, have the potential to inspire people across the world. They are deeply rooted in all kinds of art forms. If you just come to South Africa and in particular come to KwaZulu-Natal, KwaZulu-Natal represents a major part of the country, because it has a melting pot of cultures. It's amazing how coming together through music and art and social gatherings can inspire a progressive movement. And I believe that through the arts, we are trying to create a progressive movement of inclusivity, social cohesion, a unique South African identity, and the hope to inspire peace, harmony, and positive change amongst people. My interaction with Zawadi is effortless. It feels as if we've known each other for so many years. And this is with other people as well, but with Zawadi in particular, whenever it came to conceptualizing something or creating something for us to enjoy, it wasn't like something that we needed to kind of size out and think over and over again, because it came from the heart. It came, and this is what we have to remember, that humanity comes first. No matter who we are, what color we are, what language we speak, we all experience the same thing. We all feel the same thing. In this case, where we're both learning about each other's cultures, it's like we have to do more research about our own culture, and then we find out there's so much of similarities.
I know we've just had an unrest as well, and I think it has given us a little bit of an unease towards each other. But I think with the music that we're doing, it can definitely bring back the peace and the love and harmony between the two cultures.
What you're trying to achieve with this music really is to bring about that element of humanity, Ubuntu, where people just would live together as brother and sister. What has really been the reaction to this collaboration that you initiated, the two of you?
People are loving it. They're really impressed by the fact that both communities can coexist musically and artistically effortlessly.
Would you say then it has helped to heal off, the racial tensions, we saw during the July 2021 unrest?
Most definitely. I think what happened was it made people reflect on the decisions that they've made, also remind them that there is a greater and bigger picture, and that bigger picture is that we are to coexist in a peaceful environment that help each other to grow and to become better human beings.
Maybe, Zawadi, you could tell us a bit more about what's coming up, because you're in I think it's Playhouse. I hear it's a big deal in South Africa.
It's the Playhouse Company, which is a big theater company that's around here in Durban. And we are doing The Past Meets the Future, where we bring the music from the past to present it today for our future generation. That includes our indigenous traditional instruments from the past. It's fading away, so we're trying to bring that back. So when I thought of this concept, I then need to bring in the Indo-African because it also teaches our people that we are one. We just need to understand one another's culture and embrace who we are. And also it teaches people that even in musical sense or form, we are similar. There are so many similarities that we get, the parallels that we get when we are singing. That's the purpose of today's event.
Could you just give us a taste of just one of your songs?
Definitely. We're going to do a short musical piece, and I hope that you enjoy it.
Zawadi, Kerolin, that's really good. You should have seen me in the studio. I was just nodding my head, Wonderful, lovely guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate just engaging you. I think that was really quite insightful and quite inspiring to see the kind of relationship that you guys have through this collaboration, and of course what this really means for the wider Durban and the entire KZN community. I hope this is going to be replicated across the country and of course elsewhere in the continent. Kerolin Govender and Zawadi Yamungu, keep on being the gift of God to humanity.
Thank you so much.
South Africa musicians Zawadi Yamungu and Kerolin Govender. Thanks for listening to this podcast. It was put together by Kani Sharp, Tom Kavanagh, Daniel Dadzie. Nora Bida was in charge and Gabriel Oregon was the technical producer. You can find this podcast on BBC Sounds or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Richard Kagoy. We'll talk again next time.